Throughout mystical traditions, whispers of hidden presence surface again and again, a force cast into exile yet vital to the balance of existence. In Kabbalah, she appears as Shekhinah, the divine presence that descended into the world. In Gnosticism, she emerges as Sophia, the goddess of wisdom who fell from the higher realms. Though their stories unfold in different traditions, they both the same truth. A great quarantine had been placed upon the divine feminine, separating her from the source and, with her, humanity itself. Both Shekhinah and Sophia occupied exalted places before their fall. In the cosmic order, the Shekhinah once dwelled in perfect unity with the divine, but imbalance in creation led to her descent. No longer resting in the higher realms, she found herself bound to the material world, waiting for a time when she could return. Sophia's story carries a different yet parallel tragedy. As a high emanation of the divine, she longed to create from herself alone. Without the balance of her counterpart, the act of independence creation tore her from her higher places, and she fell into chaos. Some traditions claim that, in her fall, she gave rise to the demiurge, a false creator who fashioned the physical world, a world that imprisoned not only her, but all who entered it. Their exile mirrors the conditions of the human soul, lost in a world that conceals its origins. The divine feminine, once whole, had become fragmented, trapped in the lower dimensions where its powers lay dormanted, obstructed by the structure of illusion. If Sophia's fall resulted in the formation of the material world, and if Shekhinah's remained bound within it, then reality itself had taken the form of a quarantine, a separation from true divinity. In Gnostic cosmology, the world functions as a deception, a veil maintained by the archon, beings who sustain the illusion. Their purpose lay in keeping Sophia's wisdom hidden, ensuring that souls remained unaware of their own divine origins. The quarantine kept knowledge at bay, obscuring the way out. In Kabbalistic thought, the Shekhinah did not merely exist in exile. She had become entangled in the realm of Klipot, the husk that distort divine light. These forces act as barriers between the physical world and the true divine, ensuring that humanity remained asleep, unaware that they lived in a system of containment. Though the traditions use different names, both point at the same truth. Something had been lost, hidden beneath the layers of constructed reality. Humanity, like Shekhinah and Sophia, had been cut off from its source. Yet exile had never been a final sentence. Across esoteric traditions, the divine feminine awaits restoration, the process that requires not external salvation but awareness. In Kabbalah, Shekhinah returns depends on the tikkun, the act of spiritual repair. With each moment of recognition, each act of divine alignment, her exile weakens. If the quarantine had been placed upon the world, then awakening is the hidden truth, gradually dissolving its barriers. In Gnostic teaching, Sophia's restoration requires gnosis, the direct knowing of truth. To see past illusion meant dismantling the false narrative of the archons, reclaiming the wisdom that had been buried beneath the weight of the constructed reality. To awaken to Sophia meant awakening to oneself. Neither Shekhinah nor Sophia requires worship. They require remembrance. Their exile had always mirrored the human consciousness. To restore them meant to restore something within. If Shekhinah remained bound within the material world, and if Sophia's wisdom lay buried beneath layers of deception, then the path forward did not require escape but transformation. The barriers of the construct had been upheld not just by exile forces, but by the belief in their permanence. For those who sought a deeper currents of reality, signs of the construct's weakness reveal themselves in moments of clarity, synchronicity, glimpse beyond the veil, the undeniable sense that something more existed beyond the surface of perception. The false world, as solid as it seems, cracks under the weight of awareness. Though each act of recognition, each effort to dissolve illusion, the exile of the divine feminine unravels. The quarantine held only as long as it remains unseen, but once perceived, once understood, it could no longer hold power. She had never disappeared. She only waited. This is Makalesi. Thanks for listening. Peace.